We do our job, make big holes, tackle the headed bastard. We go home, we drink some beer, we party. Let's go!
Hey, let's go. Welcome to Seth's Smorgasbord of Sports, coming to you from the Fan Zone at 51 West. We're going to recap some Week 2 NFL action, some awesome games around the league. I mean, I love football. You love football. That's why you're here, so let's talk about it. Week 2 started out with Thursday Night Football in Charlotte, and it sucked. Jameis Winston beat Cam Newton, which is weird to say because the Panthers usually whoop up on the Buccaneers, and it's 20-14. Christian McCaffrey got stuffed 4th and 1 at the end of the game. I mean, what happened to Super Cam? Dude used to be amazing. He's 0-8 in his last 8 games as starting quarterback for the Panthers, so something's got to give there. Is the Cam Newton era as we knew it over in Carolina? To start off our 1 o'clock games on Sunday afternoon, let's go with the Ravens since they're 2-0 and they're my team. They won 23-17 over the Cardinals. Lamar Jackson, record-setting performance, first quarterback in NFL history with over 270 passing and over 120 rushing. Just an amazing game for the second straight week. He looked great. Kyler Murray, I got to give a lot of credit to. He threw for 349 against a really tough Ravens defense. It was an exciting game, but Lamar Jackson closed it out at the end. The Cardinals are 0-1-1, and the Chargers had a 0% charge this week, man, or 10% charge since they only scored 10 points. They lost the freaking Lions 13-10. The Lions tied the Cardinals week 1, who have a rookie quarterback and a rookie head coach. So you know they're not very good. And the Chargers charged it up against the Lions. Old man Rivers, never getting to a Super Bowl, bud. So you might as well retire. Just when you thought the Titans turned a corner, they go and lose to the no-luck Colts. How do you whoop the Browns 43-13, who are the supposed Super Bowl 54 champions coming into this season, and then turn around and lose to a team that has a backup quarterback? You guys suck. I take back everything nice I said about you last week. Bengals are 0-2 because the 49ers went into their home stadium, home opener, smacked the crap out of them 41. The Jaguars actually had a chance to get probably the upset of the week and beat Deshaun Watson and Nuke Hopkins, man. Like, they could have beat the Texans at Houston. Jalen Ramsey kind of held Nuke Hopkins at bay in that game in the one-on-one matchup. But horrible coaching going for 2 at the end of the game. Like, instead of tying it, like, what if you won the coin toss in overtime and ran back the kickoff for a touchdown? Like, you guys are morons, dude. You held him to 13 the whole game. Why couldn't you hold him in overtime and possibly kick a field goal? I'd rather tie than lose. And you went for 2 and you didn't get it. And you have a 6th-round rookie quarterback playing for you. Like, dude, don't put too much pressure on his shoulders. Like, kick the extra point, go into overtime, and let him feel confident. Don't put all the pressure on his shoulders and let him crumble. The Ravens are purple because they're cool, but the Vikings are purple because they've been choking for like 50 years or something. Kirk Cousins, $84 million contract. Can't get over the hump and beat the Packers, man. I know that he beat them last year, but he didn't make the playoffs last year, so busted the first year. Looks like he's going to bust this year, too. They lost 21-16 the Packers. Aaron Rodgers looked like... The Cowboys played their good old rivals, the Washington Football Club, this weekend and beat the crap out of them. It looked closer than it was. Dallas dominated them for most of the game. They really took control in the third quarter, but the Redskins scored late or something and made it a 10-point game. It was 31-21. They should be ashamed of themselves. They're just a pathetic organization, and Daniel Snyder's the worst owner. Dangerous Wilson beat the Steelers 28-26 this week. I'm so happy the Steelers are 0-2. They suck, and they're not going to make the playoffs. It sure is a shame Big Ben got hurt, though. The Bills did what they couldn't do all those years ago, and they beat the Giants this time around 28-14. If only Scott Norwood were there to witness it. Eli just needs to be taken out to pasture at this point. They're wasting that young man Saquon because that guy is probably the best young running back in the NFL. Look, last week after the Ravens beat the Dolphins 59-10, I'm pretty sure I said they should be a Division II team, but they suck too bad to be Division II. They should be like Division 8 or something like that. I know that doesn't exist. There's 3 divisions, but you know what I'm saying. They suck. Okay, they probably couldn't even beat Martinsburg High School. All right, there were only 4 o'clock games this week, and the Chiefs-Raiders were one of them. The Raiders looked surprisingly decent against the Broncos on Monday Night Football, but that quickly changed this week. They look terrible. I mean, they jumped out to like a 10-0 lead, I believe, and everyone's like, oh my God, like, are they going to compete? No. Okay, they lost this game 28-10. That was the score at the half, and that was the final score of the game. I feel like Patrick Mahomes got a 28-10 lead and was just like, all right, I can chill for the rest of this when I play the Ravens next week. Let me take it easy. Kind of just like resting a little bit, you know. The Saints kind of got robbed of their season this year, man. I know Drew Brees is probably only going to miss 6 weeks, but that's still kind of crushing. They lost to the Rams 27-6, or I'm pretty sure that's what the score was. It might have been 9. I'm pretty sure it was 27-6. It sucked. I like fell asleep at the end of that game. Okay, I was like ready for that game to be good, and then I was like, screw this. I'm taking a nap before the Eagles and Falcons play. Like, it sucked. Teddy Bridgewater, man, like, I thought, he's not going to compete against teams like the Rams. He might be able to beat the Buccaneers, but he's not going to compete with big league teams like the Rams. And the Rams just showed that they're still a really good football team. I know the Saints still have good players besides Drew Brees. So they really held New Orleans at bay, and I expect LA to win the West again. Saints, that's a crushing blow. Poor Joe Flacco can't catch a break, man. First, he's having receivers drop touchdown passes. Now, I'm pretty sure Mitch Trubisky didn't call timeout there. They just cried so much at the end of that game that they did call timeout, that they gave him a second because they figured that guy would probably miss anyway because the Bears kickers are like horrendous. But then he actually made it, and the refs were like, oh man, probably shouldn't have done that. Like, I don't think they called timeout, and I really didn't expect that guy to make that kick. Eddie Pinheiro, whatever. He'll probably get cut by the end of the season because he missed 10 kicks this year. But, this was kind of a weird game right there. Joe Flacco can't catch a break, and the Bears' offense stalls out and looks really weird so far. Like, I'm kind of interested. Their defense is great, like it always is, but they're just a really weird team, and I'm kind of interested to see what happens. Eagles kind of laid an egg in primetime. They lost to the Falcons at Atlanta 24-20. It's a pretty good game, man. Carson Wentz fought down to the bitter end. He made that 4th and 14 or 15 crazy long pass to Aguilar, but they just couldn't get it done at the end. Zach Ertz really needed that extra inch on that play there, and they didn't get it. And, it happens. I mean, it was a tough loss against a pretty tough team that really wanted to beat them because the Eagles beat them they beat them in the playoffs recently, and then they beat them in the season opener last year, I believe. So, that game was weird, and, I feel like Carson Wentz will rebound, but you got to give props to the Falcons for winning against the team that they really wanted to beat. The Browns and Jets are getting ready to play Monday Night Football in 2 or so hours my time, something like that. And honestly, this game means absolutely nothing. The winner of the week this week, G-Rat's going to be mad and salty because he hates Green Bay, but Green Bay is definitely the winner of this week. Matt LaFleur is the first head coach in Green Bay since Vince Lombardi to go 2-0 in his rookie season with the team, which is pretty crazy. And they beat 2 division teams to start off the year. They beat Chicago at Chicago, and they beat the Vikings, which, everyone hyped up before the season. Everyone hyped up the Bears before the season. Everyone said, the Packers are going to suck this year. They got a rookie head coach, Aaron Rodgers, can't really stay healthy anymore. They sucked last year, and he doesn't have weapons. He only has Devontae Adams. Well, they're 2-0, and they beat the 2 teams in their division that they're really supposed to compete with. Nobody really considers Detroit in that division. So, definitely got to go with the Packers for winner of the week. The loser of this week is kind of hard. I mean, I'm going Steelers. I mean, you could say Saints because Drew Brees is out, but Drew Brees is out for the year. He's out for 6 weeks, and Teddy Bridgewater has played in the NFL before, and he's even taken the Vikings to the playoffs. So he's pretty solid. He could take them to even a 4-2 winning record, depending on, I don't know, their schedule for that stretch. But he could at least be competitive with them. Big Ben's out for the rest of the season. The Steelers have a guy that's never started in the NFL before. No AB, no Le'Veon. They're in completely unfamiliar territory. They're 0-2 instead of being 1-1 like the Saints. So they're definitely the loser of the week. They know their season's over. Fans in Pittsburgh know we're not going to the playoffs this year. We might come in last place. It's going to be hard for them to beat Andy Dalton. I mean, they just got crushed by the 49ers, but they hung in at Seattle, and their offense, I mean, he's been throwing for a lot of yards. John Ross pretty explosive, so it might be hard for the Steelers to score enough points to keep up with Cincinnati. So, thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Peace out.